Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Black Heart, one more time. Coming at you, recorded and direct. Beginning with and by Allah's name, the compassionate and merciful, and testifying that there is no deity to worship except Allah, and that Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his slave servant and messenger. And asking Allah to guide our hearts and our tongues and our hands so that we neither mislead nor are we misled, and we neither deceive nor are we deceived. Once again, this message is more important than the messenger. And I'll go ahead and say for the record that what I'm going to talk about was addressed in two videos two posts I've seen, two social media posts. One was a video about a girl in Indonesia named Maryam. It was a cartoon. And Maryam was a character animated that is going through life troubles, struggling in Indonesia, and her Christian friends are able to take her to Christian concerts. And she's already unhappy with life, so she's considering leaving Islam for Christianity. Listen, this is a very sensitive topic, I understand. Then on top of that, I saw in a Somali social media group, if you will, that is private, the post regarding a lady named Jasmine who is currently in a food camp either in Somalia or right outside of it, somewhere where there's an aid worker handing out food. And he posed with her and he said, Jasmine is, she came in and accepted Jesus, and I want to pray with her and the Father. Now, first off, let me go ahead and understand and address that this is sensitive. Everybody's got an opinion about this, and we should. And as Muslims, we have to have certain opinions about people leaving Islam. And we're not allowed, not required, we're not allowed to apologize for these opinions. So, it's one thing to say everybody has the choice that they've got to make, and that is true, but it is a completely different thing to say that all these faiths are equal. To be Muslim is to believe that other religions are not equal to your religion. The people must make their choice, but we do not say that the religions are the same, or that they're all man-made. If this is man-made, there's no need for anybody to be Muslim. That's the attitude of the Muslims. We don't apologize for this. We're not allowed to apologize for this. The world's way is not our way, and we are required to be distinct from other people. We are also supposed to dominate them, but not oppress them. And this has been done before. So anyway, this missionary did something very stupid by posing with her, giving her name, and then putting on social media that she's accepted Christ openly. He's gone to pray with her and her Father. Secondly, somebody, amidst all of the comments and the reactions from different people, said that she had never been tested this way, had not faced this test, and was grateful to have not faced this test, and wanted Allah to relieve others who were facing a test like this, where they are starving, and somebody comes along and helps and renders aid, but they do it in the name of someone that is not God, and said he was not God. They do this in the name of other than the true Lord of the worlds. This is something I would not wish on anybody either. And I'll be honest. There are things that I wish on people that are terrible and gruesome and bloody because they deserve it. But for people who commit the most heinous crimes against children, I don't wish that they have to choose between holding to the truth and starving, or getting a full stomach only because they accepted something that is false. Now, I am completely all for telling somebody that is convicted of some nasty crimes against people. Hey, look, if you want to continue eating, you need to cut off a finger. We'll feed you when you cut your finger off. I mean, there are people who deserve stuff like that, believe you me. But that's not something I would not say to somebody, look, you're not going to eat again. You will starve to death if you don't renounce God and take on these false gods. That's not something I'm prepared to do. So, I'm not the only one like that. Listen, Muslims, Maryam faces what she's facing. And Jasmine faced what she was facing because of us. Some of us Muslims are fortunate to have plenty of free time, not a whole lot of money. They may have enough money while still having free time. What do? Some, and I mean some, I mean a minority will go into places like this. They don't have the money, but they got the free time, they volunteer the time. You got others who may not have a lot of the time, but they got the money. And they donate. Both of those who do this are minorities in their category. Many of us Muslims with much free time don't use it to help a Muslim in need. And many of us with a lot of money don't use that to help a Muslim in need. And let me tell you something, you've got this starvation thing going on in Somalia. And you got quite a few Muslims that have given what they have to give, and may Allah reward them. I am happy for them. That is good news. But for the many who did not, the sad thing about those who did not, well, they're the reason that people have to face these tests. Jasmine may not have actually given up her belief, but she can't afford to be starving and sick. She may have actually given up her belief and now thinks that Jesus is God and the Son of God. She may not care as long as she gets something to eat. We have left a vacuum for people who have free time and money to go in and take care of Muslims' problems on the condition that they no longer remain Muslim. Now, that's not something we would dream of doing, but we've left it open for others to do this. Maryam is a fictitious character as far as I know in Indonesia, but her story is not fictitious. The situation is not fictitious. Jasmine is going through what many have gone through. When Muslims who have money and free time find out that a Jewish cemetery was defiled or that a synagogue was attacked and vandalized, come up with the money to donate to them to do what? To try to get the Jews or the Christians or others to be impressed with us and to love us and to accept us, not understanding that that's not going to work. That's not going to work. You don't do something like that from a position of weakness and disadvantage. If you're going to do things like this to be magnanimous to other folks, you do it from a position of strength. You don't try to win the approval of people who will never approve of you until after you've conquered them and forced them to tolerate you, and then you can help them. It's similar to how many people, many adults, have to work with kids. You will look out for the child, but you will help that child from the position of an adult and authority, not from a position of trying to get them to like you. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to tell that child when they do wrong, and you'll have to tell them when they do right. And there are going to be times they don't like you, and you're not going to be able to make them like you. But as they grow and they see that you have been fair and just with them and helpful, they will come to respect you and love you anyway. This is the difference. You cannot beg these folks, bribe these folks to love and accept you. It cannot be done. But if we have money to help prove that we're not so bad to other people who already know this, then how the hell is it that we don't have money to help out Jasmine so that she can eat without a full stomach for her and her husband and father and her children without having to compromise her religion. I ain't got a lot of money, but there are Muslims who do. How come it is that Colin Kaepernick, who has a girlfriend, he's Muslim, but he got a girlfriend, from what I heard, last I understand. Muslim got a girlfriend. And he's willing to donate this. And then you got Muslims practicing and got some money too. But when it comes time to choose what they're going to donate to, oh, my heart tells me to give this money that I've got to go and rebuild this Jewish cemetery and to clean up the vandalism of the synagogue. But when it comes time for a sister in Mississippi who's struggling and needs dental surgery and has children and has been evicted from one place because they could not pay its rent, because Mississippi is a very, very difficult place to live if you're Muslim, and they can't just leave the state, and a new landlord is trying to get them to pay for pest infestation treatment, and Muslims want to say, well, hold up now, let me ask 1,000 questions before I feel comfortable giving them money, when the amount that they need would be about 4,000. 4,000 would help them out. That 4,000 will cover the dental surgery, some of the rent, deposits, get them off to a good start. $4,000. And Muslims are like, we don't know. But Muslims can come up with tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even hundreds of thousands, to fix Jewish cemeteries and synagogues. When it came to the suffering of the Somalis, the Muslims who are black and in Africa, it took Colin Kaepernick. Now, he is facing some serious backlash. He's about to be a free agent. They won't sign him. Nobody's going to sign him to a contract. Oh, and get this. Now, here's the other funny thing. Trump pretty much bragged openly about intimidating managers of these football teams so that they would not sign contracts with Kaepernick. Why? So that Kaepernick will be financially punished, and he'll probably wind up taking a very serious dip in his lifestyle. And yet he's still willing to give. So I want to say this. The reason why Jasmine faced the choice that seriously bad choice she made, it's an antichrist choice. It is because there's an antichrist system. There are two reasons for this, and the one I just told you is the antichrist system, but the other one is the Muslims ourselves. We don't seek to protect each other from a world that is hell-bent on giving us the exact same choice that the antichrist is going to come along and give us towards the end. What is that antichrist going to try to tell us? You either worship a false god that's not a god and you starve to death, or you give up that God, but I'll feed you. What the hell, man? And we're sitting up helping them do it. So to the Muslims who don't have, you just don't have. And nobody in their right mind is going to blame you. I certainly won't. But to the Muslims who have and don't give, I pray that Allah put you through a similar situation. And to the Muslims who have but gave, trying to impress people who don't respect us, and would not give to Muslims who actually are in need, may Allah curse you if you don't fix your ways like yesterday. I hope that this message has been of benefit. Assalamu alaikum.